Hello.
Oh,
Hi.
Dodge. She's like, bitch, say hello.
It was 5 seconds, all right? And I'm like, no, hello.
Yeah, like fuck.
Speak, girl, speak.
Fucking hi to you too, I guess.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
How is it? How is everyone?
How's everyone
Good.
doing?
Yeah.
Doing good.
Doing great. Fantastic girl.
I'm not doing well at all, but
Yeah.
Just
You
mask.
just lie. You just lie.
Just mask it. That's what we all do.
I'm fine.
I'm great.
fine.
You're right. Domri is such a good masker. She masks with her therapist. Like Dom Marie. But
dude's not good at his job if he can't catch on, all right? That's all I'm gonna say.
The fact that he that's bad on him. I was like, fuck, you never the condition Dawn has, you never take them off medication to begin with. That is not a they're like, he's like, you're fine. There's nothing wrong with you.
He just is no, he didn't say there was nothing wrong. He just said that with my coping mechanisms and he lowered my dosage anyway before. So he's like, you don't need to be on this right now. And if you do feel like it, then we'll reassess and put you back on. And I was just like, okay, cool.
Yeah, because medication.
No, I didn't say okay, cool.
You're yo-yoing,
Yeah, right
No.
now. Could that right now be because you're on the medication?
Right?
And it's also you don't need it right now, but you will need it later because you're going off the medication.
Right? When I crash, when I go through a low.
Wait till you're back in the hospital and we'll put you back on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. You're fine, Domri. Don't worry.
I'm fine. I'm handling it. I'm on a manic episode right now. It's all good. Wait till the low comes. Then we'll worry.
Yeah.
Use those coping mechanisms.
Yeah,
Your therapist talks so highly about.
I'm using this coping mechanisms, okay?
They have the same ones.
Yeah, see?
I do
That's
want
the
to
real
say,
therapy.
we went to Vegas and we went to Dick's. Their cups are not dishwasher safe.
Oh, no.
Dick now.
Poor Dick.
Poor Dick. He's just a ghost of what was. He's he's barely there. He's holding on. But
poor Dick.
I'm still not hand washing you. That's one more dish I have to hand wash. No, thank you.
Yeah, no. Poor Dick can fall off. It's cool.
Thank you. You almost dropped.
You in focus now?
Yeah, I know. My camera focused too much on Dick, and now it's who are you?
Feel that.
Yeah, I was same. Jessica, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking some rum and Coke. Just rum, a caffeine-free Diet Coke. So sugar-free, caffeine-free, so I can go to bed later.
Yeah. Nice. Sonia, what are you drinking?
I just finished my rum and Sprite. I have my drink bitch off getting me another drink, which will just be coffee, because that was a lot. That's 30 ounces of
50-50?
Almost, yeah. That I drank in
a 40-60.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh man, it's burning.
Oh no.
We played blackjack in our pre-drinks.
We did.
If you want to play blackjack with us, be a Patreon.
Yeah.
Lowest tier.
Exactly. So David decided. I know that's what I was getting to.
Oh, okay.
Hers comes with a story.
Okay.
I know. So David's he was like, "Is there anything you want to do?" This was yesterday, and so we went out and did little errands and whatever, and then I was like, "Oh, I need to go to the LCBO and look at the new Christmas drinks," and so David got himself the Blackberry Crown Royal, which I have yet to try. Looks good. I got myself Jack Daniel's Winter Jack, and it is apple whiskey punch. Ooh. This stuff is so good. You can drink it straight from the bottle. It you can taste the alcohol, but it doesn't have the burn.
Oh, non-burning alcohol's best. You don't want it burning. You want to feel the effects, but
yeah. So I'm drinking this with Cranger Ale, and it's really freaking good.
Cranger Ale.
Mm-hmm. So I'm drinking, and then I'm gonna do water after because I'm gonna have to take cold meds and go to bed. But yeah, That's what I'm drinking.
Party.
Woo! Yeah. Oh,
Um,
morning.
Sonia, is her mic crackling every few little bits?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
I wasn't sure. It's not like crackling like all the way through. Like we got all of that. It was just crackling like every few bits. I don't know if you want to like leave and come back.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. I can, like, hey, I'll be right back.
No
YouTube
worries.
exclusive.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's like I can cut it at the woo woos, and then we go
Okay.
right into whatever we're talking about. So it's like it never happened.
Okay.
It didn't happen. Woo, 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 woo,
It
woo.
wasn't like crackling as bad as it usually does, but it's like
It was
like
still like
every
a good
little bit.
crackle.
Yeah, it was like as she was talking for a long period, it was like, okay.
Yeah, it just kept going.
Yeah. We're only 5 minutes in. It's an easy fix. So
just
rather it now. Like
But
an
in the
hour
middle,
in.
and yeah,
Oh,
you have to like search for it. You just write down 5 minutes, and then you'll remember. Hello? Sing your ABCs.
Yeah.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
It's more crackly now.
Yeah, what happened?
Okay, do I need to leave and come back?
Yeah, try
Do a different
again.
browser.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Worst case, turn it on and off again.
Yeah, just reset. Oh man.
Oh man. So for YouTube listeners, we are on Blue Sky now. Just search opinionated lushes. I'm sure we pop up.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Is it still crackly?
Yeah.
Okay, I did both browsers. I don't know.
Okay, restart your phone and come back.
Okay, bye.
Turn it off and on again.
This doesn't work. That's the end of my expertise. I don't know what else I
That
can
is.
do.
Professional IT people will be like, turn it off and on again.
Yeah, it's like first, is it plugged in?
Yeah.
And then if it's plugged in, turn it off and then back on.
Have you watched the IT Crowd?
Yes, I have actually.
Yes, I love it. Do you remember the episode where the girl's family dies at Sea Parks?
I'm trying to remember.
Where like he like makes a whole like stadium out of mashed potatoes.
Oh,
to
yeah,
see
yeah,
how
yeah,
the
yeah,
fire
yeah,
at
okay.
Sea Parks. Yeah. Thank you. So I designed a t-shirt and I love it. I should go get it. I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah. You got time.
Yeah.
You got time. Stretching my face. I clench my jaw so much. I got tension. And so my like smile's crooked and stuff because of it. And I got like one dimple. Stress. Feelings. I have a cat. This is Gord. He is old and he has a chair beside me. Yes. He's mad because I'm not petting him, but he still sits in this chair and just yells at me for not petting him. Just pulled him a little closer. He's black, so he bends in.
Okay, I'm so excited.
Okay.
So I designed a shirt. Well, a picture for it.
Oh, right. I remember now.
Okay, so he says, I survived the fire at Sea Parks. And it's a little seal. And with this little seal talking voice. Yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorite shirts. Yeah, I designed them myself and colored them in. And then put them up on like, I think I just used like Redbubble or something. And no one has ever bought a shirt. I might just put this design up on Opinionated Lushes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, put it on the Opinionated Lushes Redbubble store.
Yeah.
Right now we do have a Redbubble store.
We do. So yeah, I'll put it on our thing and you can survive Sea Parks also. in the description of this YouTube video. For
Yeah.
this YouTube. So it's
So
all gonna get
special secrets.
yeah. Special YouTube secrets.
This is your exclusive.
Yeah.
A,
Hello?
B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
Okay.
It's smoother for sure.
Yeah, it's smoother, most definitely. Okay.
Okay.
We'll
That's
let
my
you
bad.
know. We'll let you know if anything changes.
Listen, it's us. This is
Oh,
how our
yeah.
episodes go. Someone's got to have sound problems.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good right now. You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Not as bad as it was. Oh my god. You'd be like,
Yeah, it would every like sound like that you make. Every time your like tongue hits your teeth, it would crackle kind of thing. Like how some people have lifts, you'd have a crackle.
oh, great.
Who did you vote for in the last election?
Well, we're Canadians, so
I just had an election.
You had a provincial one, yeah.
I voted Liberal because there was no NDP riding here. So it was
Well,
pretty
that
much the two
sucks.
parties. Yeah, there was no representative in New Brunswick.
well, if
That's
you
horrible.
weren't moving.
Yeah. And in
Yeah.
our federal, I voted Liberal for strategic voting purposes because who wants conservative to win? I guess you're damned if you do, like damned if you don't. The problem is I don't have a lot. There's a lot of parties. I don't like really align with any of the parties. Like I'm a big like help your fellow man always. No borders. Like it's like we're all from one world. Like help everybody.
Yeah, I'm a communist. I'm a red fucking commie. So yeah, it's really hard. Because even like the Communist Party in Canada, like
they don't do anything.
Well, I mean, for the record, they can. There's like 30 of them. Like they're not like
it's not big enough that can go across the country and have representatives.
Their goal is just to keep getting bigger over years and decades.
It's been around like 100 years right now, I think. They've been around for a while. The problem is that like when people hear the word communist, they don't know what it means. So they think because like the Communist Party of China, since they used it, like that word.
But they used it improperly, yeah.
Yeah, so everyone's like, oh, like that's what it means. And they always think like, they think of like dictatorship also, like Cuban dictatorship, when they're like, so like it's just people are educated. And I think like maybe if they change their wording around, like the party name, they might get like more votes and like more people wanting to be part of that. Just because people, I don't want to say mean things about other people, but their ability to grasp new information is not good.
Well, and like there's so much like I feel like one part missing just from that is the decades of Red Scare propaganda pushed from the United States. And like even during World War II with Germany and stuff, it's like first they came for the communists, you know, like that was the thing they did. Like it wasn't just like Hitler didn't just go after Jewish people as much as he did. He also went after communists. That was a big thing, and the US does the exact same thing. Like I mean, the reason Cuba is the way it is because of the US. Like the US tries to stomp out any sort of communism in a country, put a coup, put in a fake puppet government, just because if communism happens in one place, it might happen in other places, and the US imperialistic machine can't have that. So some people just view that as like the US good, so therefore communism must be bad. And that's their ability to learn anything.
But like other countries that have changed it up, just changed up the wording and have that as their basis, are doing quite well. Like
but they're not communist countries. They're like a lot of them are social democracies, and a lot of
Yeah,
them are
well,
starting to fail now. Like they're not even socialism; they're social democracies, and a lot of them are starting to fail now because of capitalism. Like that's usually what happened. Like even the U.S. used to have really strong social safety nets back in
mhm.
the day.
So did
So
Canada just 10 years ago.
that's
Like,
what happens with social democracy. Like Canada technically used to be a social democracy, and we are not anymore. And that's
Yeah.
what
no,
happens.
I miss the early 2000s. Like that's where it just seems to like have been like, "Mrrr."
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
it was,
So
and it's not like we were like too ignorant about it because like even the grown-ups back then were like, oh, like you'll get a good job as soon as you leave college. And then by the time we got to college, everything went downhill, right? They're like, oh shit. Like it's just like the grown-ups who were like raising the millennials are like, oh, like you guys are gonna be like amazing, you're gonna do great things for the planet, you're our safety net. And then became adults and then the world's on fire. Like it's great that you were like gearing us up for war and stuff, but then like you failed to like provide what we needed to get there once we got
Mhm.
there. Like it was
well, and
just,
like even those same people now, those same parents who were able to like afford a life with like a high school, like diploma, and were telling us that we need to go to college. We're now like the most educated generation at this point, with only about 4% of the wealth. Boomers at our age had about 29% of the wealth, 28% of the wealth. So like you can see like the big and Gen Xers had in between that, but it's like the those same people that were like, you have to go to college to get a job, blah, blah. It's like now if you tell them, oh, I can't afford a house, they'll be like, you're just not working hard enough. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And they fail to like see how, like, some of them fail to see how the world like changed around them.
Yeah.
Like some of them still tell you to like bring your resume to the places. It's like no one accepts paper anymore.
No, you have to do it all online now.
through hiring agencies. They don't even do their own hiring.
Yeah, like you have to go on like a website like Indeed and like find like job recruiters that will like, or you have to like make a profile on what's it called, that
LinkedIn.
yeah, LinkedIn. And then yeah, like it's so hard
Job
these
Bank
days.
Canada. So,
Mhm.
and then like for each resume you put in, you have to change it completely to put in the buzzwords that are in
Yeah.
that their what is it?
Job
Their
descriptions like
yes,
to
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
And you should lie. I'm not fucking lying.
all the
Yeah,
time.
lie, get friends to be your
Lie.
references.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my biggest pet peeve is when you have to answer like a questionnaire or whatever, and you have to literally input everything on your resume, and then at the end upload your resume.
I know, I hate that. I'm
And
like,
I'm like, what
why
the
didn't you
fuck?
just read it?
Why? Like, why do I have to do both? Give
Indeed
me-
just lets you put in your resume and like,
Yeah, but some will still make you do a survey, like a questionnaire.
oh
yeah,
yeah,
like
An
yeah.
some places you have
application.
to like apply through their like
Oh
internal
yeah.
Yeah, it's like an
statuses.
application, and the application has the same questions that would be on your resume. Like, what was your last job, and how long were you there, and
Oh
what were your
yeah.
duties there? It's like, if you look at my resume, it says it right there.
Oh. I like Indeed because like I had like somebody reach out to me saying, "Oh, we like would like it if you could come in for an interview for this job." I was like, "That's my dream job," but I moved to New Brunswick 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was like,
okay.
"Oh, yeah, it's okay. It's
You're
fine.
coming back. You're coming back. Hey,
I
lightning
don't want to
strikes
work
twice.
I don't want to work anymore." I was just like, I'm like, no, I'm not working anymore.
Fair.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I'd re-enter the job market. Like I've like the like working for someone. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Be lost.
I hate it. Every time like I work for somebody, I like not it's not the working part. It's like I do every day. I leave my house for like all fucking day and for like pennies. Like why am I working so hard? And like it's just I'm not a fan of the grind. I was never a fan of the grind, but now that I have to grind to like survive, I don't like it even more. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
This is why I'm not strategic voting anymore. Because strategically, we've been doing that, and the same people have been in the power people we want, and shit's still going to shit. So you know what? If I have to accelerationist this shit so that we can have
Yeah.
a revolution, I fucking will. But also, like, it doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter even if it's the
doesn't
good
even
party.
matter. Just
Oh,
credit
it's
card
so
debt.
frustrating.
Listen, in Canada, okay, as long as you don't own a house or own a vehicle, you could rack up as much credit card debt as you
And
want.
as long as
Okay?
the person you're married to doesn't own either,
Yeah,
because
no, you
by
can't own.
marriage,
Yeah. No, your credit card debt is your own credit card debt.
no. If you're married, your spouse could be up, like, whatever your debt is their debt.
I'm
They
pretty
can go
sure.
after
Same
your
with
spouse.
student loans. Whatever your debt is their debt. And they can go after their tax returns and stuff too.
Like if you die, your spouse doesn't have to pay off your debt.
But if they're alive, they do.
I mean, I think there's insurance for that too.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But as long as you're alive, yeah. Like if you're married,
No.
your debt is their debt.
No, Canada. Okay, Canada cannot go after your spouse for your debt unless you have co-signed on the debt together. That's because the law treats financial contracts separately from marriage.
Oh,
Like,
awesome.
so they're different. Yeah. I
It
already
used
looked
to be.
into this.
No, 'cause I remember so many times that like people would owe like their student loan and they would go after their spouse's tax returns in order to get that money back.
A student loan might be. Student loan is
No,
different
student
from
loan
other
isn't
loans.
exempted. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you
Loan
can't even
is
bank. You
exempted.
can't even file bankruptcy on your student loan. Like
No,
student
if
loan
you
does
own
not
it
count as
forever.
as other stuff. So.
But the greatest thing about student loan is if you keep applying for the
Relief.
whatever the relief, yeah, after 10 years they like clean your whole slate. I'm pretty sure I'm there already. I'm like almost like I'm looking clear.
When
Like
you
I
pay off your loans, they send you a letter congratulating you.
Oh, I'm not paying my loans. The government is.
No, but I mean, like, if you're when your student loans get paid off, you get a letter from them congratulating you that your balance is 0. And like,
They wasted the postage just to tell you that. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I have it because like. And it comes in the brown envelope and everything with like the important.
It's right beside your
stamp.
diploma. To like, look,
I
I'm free.
And it was a complete fluke. I was even able to pay mine off. It was only because a song I did, some Italian record label wanted to buy it. And so now I don't own that song anymore. It is not on my Spotify. It is not whatever.
Yeah.
They completely own it, but I paid off my student loans. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Bye.
No, it's good. Yeah, you know, there's no prison. There's nothing. They can't come back and take all your shit. They'll like try to take you to like small claims court, but like you don't have to go.
There's
no debt or prison. Rack up those credit card debts, baby.
Yeah. Just remember, if it's government debt, don't treat it like credit card debt.
Yeah. Government debt's completely different.
Yeah.
And for legal reasons, I'm kidding. Just so you know. But my like 5-year plan is just like the society will collapse and then all of my credit debt will just have to it'll be gone.
So no more strategic voting because it's slowing down the process.
No, well, it doesn't matter. Our next voting is federal, and like the federal does nothing anyway. Like he's just like a pretty face that goes like federal don't do nothing. They do have to sometimes implement some things, but it's mostly provincial.
They hold the funds for the provinces. So the only thing that federal does is they hold all the money and they separate it and give it to the provinces for their social programs. But they can withhold that. And like federal jobs, like RCMP, military, they'll never touch the military though. It's just like federal jobs though. Like, that's it.
The biggest thing the federal government does is immigration.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, and Justin Trudeau has been on an anti-immigration kick lately. And unfortunately, we're in like an old age crisis in Canada where we have too many old people and not enough workers. And so we kind of need immigration to like survive on top of like the housing crisis and everything else. So that's Trudeau for you.
But like,
because everyone's anti-immigration right now because they blame them for the housing crisis, which it's not. But yeah, so
Yeah,
now
but
he's just like,
the prime minister shouldn't be agreeing with them.
I know, but
He
he's just
shouldn't be
trying
like,
to get
"It's
any
also-"
votes. And his dumbass is,
he's doing the Harris. He's capitulating to the right. So
I know.
fuck him. He's
That's
gonna
exactly
lose.
what he's doing. And what pisses me off the most, though, is like it's too little too late for that. If you were going to run on that platform, you should have done it a while ago. All the conservatives are like, too little too late. Like, you already let them in.
what happened to basic income and the dental? Like, keep riding on that. Like,
Right? No, because now he just needs immigration, and it's too late.
Okay, but like even if he did it earlier, like I have this question for you, Dom. Why would a conservative switch their platform from the racist conservatives who've always been anti-immigration to the new anti-immigration guy they've been told is a socialist? They wouldn't. They would be like, oh,
Because if
okay.
that's the only reason that they're not voting for him, like, okay, so let's say they're like, oh yeah, like I don't really care too much about the carbon tax, which that's another thing. They're getting a lot of pushback from the provinces about the carbon tax now. So like, anyway, but let's say like their one stance was like, I don't want immigrants. Then maybe he would have like a little bit of a
But
chance.
why would they switch? They're all voting for the non-immigrant guys anyway. So they'd
Because
have to
they
keep
like
voting
everything
for
else.
something Trudeau.
Because they
is
want the free
doing.
dental, but they also don't want immigrants taking free dental. You know what I mean? Like they want his platforms. They just don't want
sounds
other
like
people.
a very small group of conservatives. So I feel like that's not even enough people to go after
I
to
know.
win.
I know, but you think that's what they're thinking? No, they're trying to get any vote at this point, right?
No, they're not going after any vote because they could be free dental and
I know that. You know that. Us like far leftists know that, but like conservatives wouldn't think like that now, would they?
But
So
the point
that's
is they don't have to go after conservatives.
I
Conservatives
know.
are a proven minority. So they're going after the losing side.
I know, but that is a bigger side though. Like, let's face it.
they're the
It
louder
is though.
side.
Mhm. By voting and stuff like that and by people and everything, like they're like the conservatives just always go out and vote. They're loyal to voting.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean there's a lot of them. They're actually the minority. So it's like you have to get the people that don't always vote because they don't trust the system and don't believe in everything you're espousing and get those people, not go after the people that are already going to vote
That's what they do
conservative
though.
anyway.
Like they're campaigning, like whoever they got in charge of campaigning, like telling them how to campaign, they all read from the same textbook from like 50 years ago or something like that. Nah,
And
They
they're
do.
still losing. Like if Harris didn't teach us anything, you're losing. Don't do that. They're not gonna vote for you. Like maybe if Trudeau did blackface again, then maybe they'll vote for him again.
maybe conservatives will like switch, like, hey, that guy.
Yeah. Like he's anti-immigrant and he does that? Okay, yeah.
He does blackface. Like good for him. He gets my vote.
So like the big immigration thing, there's not that many, just like heads up people listening, there's not that many immigrants. It's been the same percentage of immigrants increase for the last couple decades. But the real problem is what they don't count as immigration is the foreign worker program. And what happens there is they like it used to just be seasonal, but now it's all the time. And these workers get paid a fraction of the price that like Canadian citizens get paid. And if there's lodging included, they're getting less money. But then they don't have to raise their minimum wage that they're paying their people because they can just bring in other workers. So like that's a big problem, especially in small towns where I live, where you can see that noticeably it's a lot of
when people think immigration, they think just people coming in from all over, especially like non-white countries
like they
coming in
white
and just living here.
Immigration.
But real immigrants, like the ones that are like actually here, are the workers, like and on a work visa, or they're student ones.
Mhm.
Like they're doing their due diligence here in the country, But they don't think like that. They just
You
think
can't
it's
just be an
freeloaders.
immigrant. Yeah, no. Like to come into Canada, you have to have somebody sponsor you. You
I
have to have
know.
a job lined up. You have to have somewhere to live. You have to.
But they don't
prove
think
to
that.
the
They think it's
court-
all
You
refugees.
can't have
Yeah.
a disability.
Yeah.
Like Canada still discriminates on that.
Yeah.
Like I think they just removed autism from that list, but they do grade your autism on whether or not you can come in.
Yeah.
Because I think cognitive delay is still on there. So if your autism affects your cognitive abilities, you
So, like,
still can't come.
Kyle, I think it was like 10 years ago or something. No, like 6. It doesn't matter. Kyle like applied to be in the military, Canadian Guard,
Armed
whatever,
forces.
or blah blah blah, and he got rejected because he has autism.
Mhm.
And that wasn't even that long ago. That was like 6 years ago. It's,
Yeah.
the Canada Army's like, no.
Yeah, no, thank
it was-
you.
And it's not like he was going to be like wanting to be one of those like foot people or whatever out there in the trenches.
Doesn't matter.
He's just
Even if you have sleep
I know.
apnea, you can't be in the military. If you get it after you join, then it's fine. But if you have sleep apnea, if you get depression, any mental, no, straight up, no.
Yeah,
You can't join the military.
The doctor screening him said, just lie, like get off your medication for 6 months, come back and reapply and lie.
Yeah.
But once you're in, you can
Yeah.
like I was like, no, I'm not going off my medication. What's wrong with you?
No.
The
The
army.
last federal election, I voted NDP, and the last
Same.
provincial election, I voted NDP.
Same.
Although I think I'm just gonna start throwing my vote to random parties. Whatever
I
sounds
want Green Party.
interesting.
I'm just gonna throw it at Green Party. I don't even care. There's actually Guelph goes Green Party every time, which is weird.
I think there was
The
one
whole
year they did they last year?
Yep.
Or
They went
sorry,
green.
last election? Okay.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, because Caleb's therapist came, he was in the social ABCs program, and this was the provincial election, and I'm like, I just want Doug Ford out. Of course, we all know that didn't happen. And we were talking about the election. She's like, yeah, the city where I'm from, which is Guelph, we go green. And I was like, are you for real? And sure enough, during that election, the Guelph district went all green. Hamilton went conservative for the first time. It usually is an NDP city, went conservative for the first time, and I was pissed.
You know what I blame that on, by the way? How
Facebook.
NDP has treated Hamilton. That's
Oh,
literally how, and now we have a mayor who was a member of the NDP party, who is one of the highest paid mayors in Southern Ontario, and has not even attempted to take any stab at the homeless crisis here or
Done
anything.
nothing.
Not a thing.
That's not a thing.
That's something her level of government is in charge of.
Yes.
The unhousing is a provincial and municipality issue.
Same with the
And
police. It's a
the Hamilton
municipality
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a provincial
police under
problem.
the OPP, which is
Yep.
Ontario,
Yeah.
and then
And then federal is RCMP.
Yeah.
But they're paying more focus on the Hamilton police and making the Hamilton police remove these encampments rather than finding homes for these people. Like, it's so stupid.
Yes. And if you spend any time on Hamilton Neighborhood Watch, it is
Don't.
a Facebook group, and it is mostly all anti-unhoused people. And nobody understands
They all think
the
it's
reason
addiction.
all
And I'm like,
even
no.
if it is, the deal
no.
with the addiction, provide health care.
But
I don't
do you know
care
what
the
causes
cause
addiction? Mental health. And their mental health is a problem.
and
provide health care.
But,
Issues
yeah.
solved.
a lot, and it's always a trickle effect. It's always deeper issues in this, but it's always hard times, trauma, need alcohol or drugs to cope, ruin all relationships, lost work due to drugs, no more being able to afford home due to drugs and alcohol, living on the streets. Now you have brain damage because of how much drugs and alcohol you're doing. It's just a big, and now you're scared of people because of what you've been through. It's just like a big cycle that like you just dig yourself deeper, deeper, deeper into the hole. And people aren't given ladders to get out of the hole. They are expected to just climb up that muddy, gross hill with zero supports. Like it's
Yeah.
just people don't understand how somebody can go from being like a dad of 3, like working a great job and like just all of a
It
sudden
just takes
living
one
rich.
epic
Mhm.
thing to happen.
You hurt your
Yeah.
back and get prescribed an opioid, and now you're
Yeah.
done.
No,
Yeah.
it could be literally as like little as like a flat tire to get the turmoil going. Like a flat tire, you're late for work, your boss is pissed off, decides like you're fired. Like it could be anything. It could be so small, and it could just.
But
Yeah.
even now with like in Canada, I mean everywhere, but in Canada, like because of the cost of like housing, a lot of homeless people aren't becoming homeless because of addictions. Not like before that was a common thing. Like you saw people in the streets, you assumed they probably were into drugs, whatever. But a lot of people nowadays, because like I think was it minimum wage, you'd have to work like 80 hours minimum wage to afford like a one bed or a bachelor in
Yeah.
Toronto. Like it's
Mhm.
fucking crazy. Like and they need minimum wage workers because office workers still need to get their coffee. Like it's just a mess. So like a lot of these people end up homeless just because they cannot physically afford housing, and the stress of just being homeless. Even a lot of them are working too. A lot of
Yes.
them are
Yeah.
homeless and working, and so they're like having to like save up $2. I was homeless for a couple weeks of my life, but it's like you have to like save up money so you can go to the Tim Hortons and order a coffee, so that you can use their bathroom, so that you can like French bathe yourself,
Yeah.
and then go to work, act like you're not homeless, just to get like, and it's such like a delicate process that would get burnt out so fast, and like
Oh,
you can
yes.
never get
Yeah.
a good night's sleep
Yeah.
because you
No.
have to
And like
watch
to
your
hold a
stuff.
bank account, because like to have a job you need a bank account, right? So you can direct deposit and stuff. And to have that, you need to have a certain amount of money like always in your account because of like service fees or like, their monthly annual fees or
Oh,
whatever.
and like insufficient funds,
Oh my
like
God, that too.
fees. Oh fuck, those killed me when I was poor. They're like, you're poor. Here's a fee for it. Like,
Yeah,
it's
here's
like,
$50
damn it.
because like we took out an extra $10 that wasn't in your account. So here's a $50 fine. Like, how does that make sense?
Yeah. There's no net for anyone going through that. And like it's just, and if you can be homeless and not get addicted to any substance, that's good. You have a better chance than others. But unfortunately, most of the time, people are like, why am I working so hard for a life I'm not going to be able to obtain?
Exactly. When you feel like you have nothing left, why are you going to try? You're
Yeah.
going to just do with whatever's going to make you feel numb at that time.
Yeah.
It's a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's
Okay.
there's no third spaces anymore, no free places for people to can really connect and like get, like hang out and meet and like that kind of thing. Everything costs money. So even if like that, I think that was like a savior for me. It's like even if you like don't have a place to stay, if you still have community, that could like that's one of like the leading things for addiction is like loneliness or like that kind of stuff. Like if you don't have anyone that you can like rely on, then it's like you're just gonna you go farther and farther because you have nothing but your brain, and your brain's fucking with you.
Yeah. And that's the provincial problem. So, like, whoever you're voting for, remember, we used to have more social services, but now we don't. And why is that? It's not because we have a liberal as a federal government. It is because we have a conservative in who wants to privatize everything in provincial. Like it's just I've been posting this like TVO Kids video of like the levels of government, like who's in charge of what. Whenever anybody's like, that's a Trudeau society or whatever, I always post it like you're not aware of the levels of government. Like that you want the healthcare is for like
They
provincial,
didn't pay
like
attention to like civics class, and they
yeah.
definitely didn't take any political
Well,
science courses. So like
anybody older than me did not have to take a civics class. So people younger than me also only got like 6 weeks of civics class. Like, so it's
Yeah.
not,
'Cause it's a half credit now
yeah. So it's
with careers.
there's zero really education in politics unless you specifically take political classes. It is not a
Science.
mandatory class.
No.
So people are not getting the proper education needed.
And
Which
you're not
is
going to have
probably
interest
great.
if you don't talk about it in the home, right? Like, so the reason why I knew so much is because my house was very political. My mom was extremely political. Like, so we would always have the news on. We'd always hear like the morning, like it was like Good Morning something on CHCH, and they like would have like a question period, and people would call in and they would talk about politics for an hour. And I would watch that every morning. So like when it came to civics class, I knew the course. I wasn't an idiot. I knew how like the levels of government, the different parties. I knew what they all represented. Like, you don't get that anymore. Kids don't get that anymore
There's
because no one wants
zero
to talk about
education.
politics.
Yeah. Well, because everybody's so tired of it because it's gotten so dirty.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a fun topic.
Well, it's like I feel like it's always kind of been dirty. Like the discussions were always different. It's like, let's legalize
Yeah.
gay marriage, and there'll be politicians being like, gays don't belong married. You know, like that's
Yeah.
it's always been dirty. It's just like and now I feel like we are realizing that no matter what, it's just always going right.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
matter what we do.
Yeah.
It's
Like
a little
Trudeau
bleak.
ran. He ran
Yeah.
like so I give Trudeau as much grief as I give Ford because some of it is his fault. Like I get like healthcare, part of the federal budget goes to each province's healthcare, but they can create bills that like stimulate like if you get this money it has to go to this specific thing. So
Yeah.
Trudeau could hypothetically be like the mental health fund for all the provinces.
That's why
this
he
money
has this. Yeah.
you
Mm.
know, and then he could theoretically do that, and then we go Ford's not going to accept it, obviously, and then
Yeah.
we blame Ford for that. But like Trudeau doesn't put the energy in, and the fact that he still hasn't given Indigenous people clean water, something he ran on when he first got elected, and
Yeah.
he ran on voter reform, and
Yeah. That was like, what the fuck, dude?
and I personally feel like if he did implement voter reform right now, he would win the next election.
Yep.
But obviously he's not going to. And first past the post is going to fuck him in the ass. And he's going to lose to conservatives. That is my...
Yep.
He's going to
So,
lose from his own fucking game.
Yeah. And like due to so the reason federal government federal government's not really in charge of like a lot of like the social programs and stuff, but the reason they have been implementing some was because of the actual overall need, like universal healthcare. That should have been like that's still divvied up per province. Like that there's universal healthcare and each province is still in charge of that. But you need that. The provinces weren't going to do it themselves. So it was like, okay, like we need to make sure as a country. Same was with the dental. So provinces do have their own like little dental things, but they all are different, and a lot of people don't qualify. So like now, like the reason there this new dental thing was so no matter what province you lived in, you were going to get access to care. So yes, like the federal government has the ability to step in when needed.
When you make it a national law, yeah.
But but like that's not where they're supposed to be. Like that's not what they're
I
supposed
don't care
to
where
be.
they're
Like,
supposed to be if it's the right thing.
Yeah.
I care nothing about the politics and bureaucracy of it all. Do the right thing. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, like I mean, that's why they're stepping in, doing all these things, and there is supposed to be the provincial government that's supposed to. So the money is going because like the federal government just gave Ontario like last year a bunch of money for social like for the hospitals and stuff, and it didn't go there. Same with New Brunswick. The guy
Same
had
with
like
education.
$1 billion surplus.
So
Like,
Trudeau needs to fucking punish them.
that's what I mean. There needs to be new laws in place to fine. Like if you're given money for your province and it does not go to where it's needed, you should have jail time. Like
Yep.
that's stealing. Like if it's more
You're
than $10,000,
dealing.
yeah, like more than $10,000. That's like what, 5 years in prison? Like
Only
it's
if you're
just,
poor.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like I just feel like it's great that he has this thing, and yes, he's only like the federal person's really just a pretty face that goes like pimps out Canada and other countries. But like I feel like even though it's not his job, he should be stepping up and being like, okay, like you guys are in charge of your provinces, but if you're not providing for your people, you need jail time. I feel like that needs to be something.
Yeah. I agree. I think more politicians should be in prison. You know what? When Donald Trump ran in 2016 and was like lock her up to Hillary Clinton, I was like yes. And then he got elected, and I'm anti-Trump by the way, just for our listeners out there. And then he got elected and didn't lock her up, and I was like that was the one thing I hoped you'd do. Like they're all war criminals. Like I want a politician to arrest politicians, but like not in it. Like that's the hard part. It's like if you're also doing war crimes, then you should also go to jail. I want the same laws applied to them. I don't want one politician in charge of the jailing. I want a third party in charge.
Yeah, like a non-bias for the people. Oh wait, that's the government.
That's what they're supposed to be, but our voting
no.
system is not a democratic voting system, so
No.
it doesn't matter. It's not very democratic.
It's so silly.
It's so silly.
I
I
just start our
remember.
own party.
Yeah. Well, that I like my in-laws said I should run. I said maybe when I'm 35. I'll see. I'll see how I feel about it. I was just gonna say I remember the 1 year voting here for I was voting for like our local NDP, because if you don't know how voting works in Canada, like you vote kind of for the party, but there's like a person in your like area. And that person, the NDP, was like an educational something. And she like didn't understand what like Auschwitz was. I don't know if you guys remember that. Hold on. This was like 7 years ago. And she made like this really rude comment. Yeah, she didn't she was a Hamilton school trustee running in the federal election for NDP, and she didn't know what Auschwitz was. So I had to vote for her in order
You have
to. Well, it's like it was a federal election, so if I was voting NDP,
Yeah.
it was her that I technically
That's what
had
I
to
hate
vote
about
for.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, no, I want to vote. Can I, like, at least like in the States, you vote for your governors and stuff like separately from like your president. So
And then you vote laws separately too. Like
I
they have
love the
different.
down ballots. Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't know you could do that. That's actually pretty cool. However, their elections suck because you have to vote in the region that you registered in. So if you move a different state, you can't vote in that state. You have to go back.
Well,
That's
you can
where.
order mail-in ballots to you. Like that's
Yeah,
what
but
a lot
like,
of students do and stuff. But like that's the thing for their elections, you have to be like registered and stuff to like get your ballot a lot like ahead of time. Here, even if you don't receive the little registration thing, you just go in with some whatever ID you can scrounge. And then you're like, let me vote. And
or even a letter with your like name and your address. That's it. They don't even care anymore. They're, like someone said that they had their like wife just vouch for them.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, I usually love working elections. I just love it. And one time I was working an election, but then my oldest was their first time to vote, and they have a disability, like they have trouble like reading and stuff. So I was like, oh, they need a support person to go with them. I'm just gonna like read out the ballots for them, and they're like, no, you're not allowed to go. I was like, no, I am their support. I'm allowed to go. Legally, you can't tell them they're not allowed support to like just go and do it like yourself kind of thing. Like, I was like, no, like, so, and then they're like, oh, I was like, listen, I'm like the leader manager guy at this pole over here at the church down the street. This is the rules. I'm telling you. I pulled out my book. I was like, here you go. Like, this is it. And they're like, okay. Like, why are you giving like so much grief. But then someone's like, oh, like that's my neighbor. Like, I was like, this is their first time voting. They need help reading the names and walk them through the steps on what they're supposed to do because they forget. You tell them, because they also have like a doing things forgetfulness. Like they have to be told how to do it one step at a time. And so just like they gave me such a hard time. I was like, thank God it's the end of the night and like there's not a huge line behind us, because I would just like, I understand like I have the right to get like my voice noticed, but I would feel bad for everyone behind me. So, but like, I was like, yeah.
I feel like there's like two kinds of people that like are involved in like that that go do the election stuff. It's like the people that are really interested in the system and being involved in that and being a part of that, and then the other people that are like, I'm making sure no one's cheating.
You can't really cheat. Like the only way you could cheat is if you grab a whole stack of ballot things and fill them out and dump them in. Like,
are you really who you are? It's like, even if I wasn't, like, that's one vote. Like, if it's that close, they're gonna recount anyway. And catch it. Like,
it's not like you're going to every single fucking thing and revoting.
Like, right?
Your name, and even did that's like 100 votes. Like, it's
your name's on a list, yo. Like, it's just it gets crossed off.
Yeah, my mom didn't vote. Like, even like in like the last provincial election, I remember telling her, I was like, are you gonna vote? She's like, I don't know, I've never voted, so probably not. I was like, she's like, I wouldn't even know who to vote for, it's so complicated. And I was trying to not be like, you're a dumb bitch, but I was like, just anything but conservative. I was just throw a vote in, anything but conservative. ABC.
At least she's honest. Like, a lot of people like who don't understand politics think they do, and then they just are super loud about it. So at least she's like, yeah, I don't fucking know what's going on.
But like, she wouldn't like say I'm smart. You know what she does? She listens to my brother, who was anti-COVID vaccine. So and she's like, oh, I don't know, I got it for work, but your brother says, and I'm like, he's 5 years younger than me and not that smart about biology. Like, I don't, or anything academic that I've ever known. No, he's great at like physical work. He can do that. I can't do that. But like, when it comes to like the book smarts, leave that to me.
Yeah, no, there's a many members of my family who are like, you don't know anything, Sonia. But then it comes to be like, I do know things, haha. Like, get your fucking vaccine.
Yeah,
it's fine. Though, you know what? Another federal election, like if they're doing after dental and basic income, I want them to do no exemption vaccinations. Like, you can't say no. I want fucking
good luck.
Yeah, like fucking no, because like at a point it's child endangerment. Like, it's just like going swimming without a life jacket, like in the ocean. Like, sure, if you could float,
they can ban peanut butter out of schools because of allergies. Why can't they make it like you have to be vaccinated? Like, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah,
like if you give my kid the measles.
The only thing I would be like, you know, trying to be inclusive, I'd be like, of course, if you have a medical exemption from a real doctor, not a homeopath.
Okay, yes, like then, if they have an egg allergy and like for some of the vaccines.
Well, and then I'd be like, okay, and you need a religious exemption? Go to this specific religious school.
Yeah.
Then.
Yes.
Like, there you go. Yeah. None of you are vaxxed. Stay away from the public sphere.
That's right. Except for then they're gonna breed super germs. Just like fucking
let them. Maybe they'll just like, you know,
natural selection.
Yeah, and that's all we can do at this point. Like, unless people freaked out about COVID and were like almost acted like they were being pinned down and like forcibly jabbed, as they like put, but like that never happened. But you know when that didn't happen? The Spanish influenza of like 1920. Like, they literally like handcuffed people and then inoculated them. That was I wish we were as ballsy now. I feel like
Do you know smallpox isn't a thing because we fucking forced vaccination?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like I think there's only like 3 samples of it in different labs around the world. Why are you keeping it? I don't fucking know, but like,
So they can make an antidote.
yeah.
That's why. Like that's
Yeah.
They need a live virus in order to do that.
I
And
don't
it
think they
might
need a
still be
live one anymore.
around. It's just not infecting us.
Yeah,
so.
because we're all immune.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about kids not getting their fucking vaccines. Those are gonna come back. Smallpox is gonna come back, guys.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. When society collapses and my debt is cleared, smallpox will come back.
So if you know where we can get like a batch of really good like antibiotics, vaccines, everything like that, you gotta hook up. Let us know.
We just need a biologist to come join our cult. Communism.
Our communism.
Our commune. Our commune.
Yeah. Ism.
Yeah. Oh, it's with the ism. Like choose your
communism. Oh yeah, choose your ism. Yeah. If you don't know the choose your ism bit, if you're a new listener to our podcast, go back some episodes. But basically, my dad compared Buddhism and
Autism and alcoholism.
Yeah, all the isms together. You just choose one.
Yeah, you just choose what you want.
I love it though. Like you just like philosophy. Like, oh, just choose it. Like
speaking of my dad, he votes libertarian. So
no surprise.
There is a libertarian party in Canada. It's also very small. They also don't do anything.
At this point, I'm okay with like libertarian if everybody follows the rules. You know, like
that's not.
I know. That's what I mean. I know.
If you talk to a libertarian long enough, they start advocating for like no sex, like age sex laws. Like you're
like, oh no, I need
there's no rules. It's literally like do what you want. That is libertarian. They got no regulations. That's basically it.
It's not even anarchy, because like anarchy is a non-hierarchical belief in, so like the idea that no one's on top and we are just living together in our own way without a government. That's what anarchy is. Libertarianism is we're all living on our own, kind of without a government or a very small government, but it's whoever has the biggest guns or the most money gets the stuff, and you can debate your wage with your boss and sign it as long as it's with a contract, it's fine. Like, and so there's a hierarchy there. So that is the main difference between the two.
Like, we would always need a government. Like, you see people at the fucking grocery, it's always the grocery cart method, where like if people don't put their carts away, and how they put them away, where they just jam them in so other people can't put their fucking carts in, or makes more work for the buggy guy.
Yeah.
Like you got like some scrawny little 12-year-old trying to like get all these things. It doesn't matter that they're motorized most of the time. He still has to like whatever, but like, come on. Like, it's just you're making more work for somebody else.
You're just being a dick.
That's right. Put them in nicely.
Like, be nice to your fellow man. I thought that was like in the Bible. Why are we still having to like explain this to like basic?
Thou shall put Walmart cart in corral.
Nicely.
20/4.
They just don't understand etiquette, okay? They don't know the etiquette.
Etiquette.
Know your etiquette.
Okay. Well, do we have any last remarks about who he voted for in the last election?
I don't know.
All I'm gonna say is people assume I vote liberal for Justin Trudeau because I have to defend, because the reasons people hate him are like the stupid, like the reasons that they shouldn't. So every time I'm defending him, and the funny thing is I've never voted for him. Though I will tell people like some bullshit like I would fuck him. but I will not vote for him. And people
I
just
don't
assume,
even like him, and I'd fuck him, and then I'd blackmail him until he
Yeah.
gives Indigenous people clean water. I'd be like, "Don't let me fucking tell people you fucked
I
me."
will put this on the internet. I recorded it, like porn revenge. I don't care. I don't care if I go to prison.
The amount of
Give me
people
clean
who
water.
want to have sexual intercourse with Justin Trudeau, they have signs, stickers on their cars that they want to bang Justin Trudeau. Like they want to hate fuck him.
There's
That's what it is.
flags.
Yeah, there's fucking flags about it. You just want to bang Justin Trudeau.
The
But,
whole
like,
country wants to bang Justin Trudeau.
yeah,
You
I
should
just
start
wa-
putting in the fucking work then.
I know.
yeah.
I'm trying, guys. I'm trying.
Spread his legs.
Spread his legs, bend him over.
Give it to him good.
He's getting pegged tonight.
Like, if it will get him to change voting, I'll do what I gotta do. Like,
Yeah, I will put the work in. Like,
yeah,
put me in, coach. I'm
Take one
good
for
to
the
go.
team.
yeah.
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 We'll end on that. On fucking
Yeah.
Justin Trudeau.
Bending JT over. Yes, thank you
Peg
so
him.
much.
That's the episode name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I was just gonna say we still have our fundraiser going on, and our episode show, the variety show, will be December 20th on our YouTube. If you want more details, it's on our website, opinionatedlushes.com. It's like the first little tab there. You'll see it. It's cute little cartoon characters. It says December 20th. You can just click on it. There's more details on who we're raising money for, why we're raising money for, and if you'd like to buy some commercial space or donate, there's information on how to do that there as well.
yeah. And I was just going to thank our VIP Patreon, Stephanie Hurst. Thank you again so much for hanging in there. If you want to be as cool as Stephanie, you can join our Patreon at the highest VIP tier and get your name shout out here, or you can join at the lowest tier, $2. We have tons of bonus stuff for like all the tiers, so check those out. Each tier comes with a fun little thing. Stephanie gets a nice little Christmas card this year, signed by all of us, because she's special.
Yes. Hopefully it made its way out before the strike starts. So.
And I do want to say, if you haven't heard, we have been nominated for 4 Canadian Podcast Awards. Outstanding Adult Series, Outstanding Comedy Series, Outstanding Society and Culture Series, and People's Choice. So I am going to put a link to CanPod Awards in the description, because come watch the live show. I don't know when that is, but I will add it to the description if it comes out by then. But probably in December or first week of December, I think-ish. And you can watch the award show live on YouTube and see if we win. And if we don't win, protest. No, I'm kidding. Don't. It's tough competition out there. It's okay.
Yeah, no, like almost all of them are like really, not almost all, like all of them.
All of
Of them are really good podcasts. Like, you know what? There's like this one bitch I hate, but like that's.
You mean us?
Yeah.
There's
I'm
one
just
bitch I
excited
hate,
that we got 4 nominations this year. Like, we only got 1 last year, and we got fucking 4.
I know. People are so nice.
Yeah, they're just doing it out of pity.
They're like, we feel so bad for those girls. Like,
oh, we're like when people take like a disabled person to prom. Like, we're that person. They took us.
We're the cousin.
Oh my god, we're the cousin without a date.
Yeah,
guys.
We're like, we're their charity cases.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh no, now I'm deflated.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
well, if you decide to watch anyway, cheer for everyone else, because they're a lot cooler. I don't know. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for watching and or listening and whatever you're doing right now, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Bye.